Hello and welcome. How are you doing, my friend? And next I am planning to show you that how to replace this Toyota Camry cars this rare register plate liked bulbs. And now I am talking these bulbs what are in this upper area, and when we go to look that area we can see that in that my case there is one light on and the second is off. This is like broken. Okay, and now I need to replace those bulbs. And how it happens? Okay, first step is that we need to, of course, turn on our parking lights, and let's go to do that next. And it happens so that we go in this cars, this front area, we open door, and here is this light switch, and we insert that parking light. It's this setting, and now it's like on. It is just this first line in here, and then we have lights on. Okay, and now parking lights are on, and then we can go to look spare parts. Okay, and then we need spare parts because there is that kind of small 5 volts bulb. It's glass bulb, and then we might need also this carpet and this rear trunk areas, these inside carpets, these fasteners, this plastic, these bolts, and this is like a spare part what can be go broken very easily, and we can get these new plastic parts in this nearest Toyota dealership center, and these are not very expensive. They cost about 50 cents to $1 US per piece. And now, like this my fastener, it is a little bit broken because normally there should be all of those lines in okay. But this is like example. And then the most important thing is that we need to purchase 2 pieces of these bulbs, because there is situation that in today those bulbs, they are so high quality bulbs and quality control is so excellent that both bulbs lifetime and lifespan is almost similar. These bulbs last about 3 to 4 years, and it is wise to replace both like 2 pieces in same time, not only one, because if we replace only one, it is quite soon situation that second bulb is in also broken in this rear register plate area. Okay, and this bulb type is this W5W, and this is very standard bulb, and please use the original Toyota's bulb, what are the best, and we can get these bulbs in Toyota dealership center in any US states when we visit this Toyota center, and this cost about $1 to $2 per piece. Or then we can purchase some high quality aftermarket bulbs, and this Philips is quite okay, like good quality bulb, not the bad and not the excellent, but like good quality. And then when we look in here other area, there is this information that this must be 12 volts and 5 watts is this size. Okay, and that kind of bulbs we can find, I think that in any hardware store like Home Depot in this United States, or maybe in Target stores and this any car spare part stores, of course. Okay, and then when we have these parts, we can go to look that old bulbs location next. Okay, and there is this our target, and it's good to keep those lights on that we can see that, hey, what is this situation, and now this side is broken and that side is okay, but now it's wise to replace both bulbs in here and in here, because that bulb, it will be dead quite soon. Within of days or months it is broken. Okay, and that's I open this my trunks, this bonnet totally in that way, and then we have really fun situation, because this is Toyota has decided that when we open this inside carpet, we only take that carefully, and then look, here is small particles, these bolts what I saw in here and in here, they are about 10 to 20 pieces, and also in here, in that area, here, in here, that area, here, 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 here. There are many places like in here, and this bulb, it was just that kind of bulb what I show to you. And it is this kind of bulb what is like fastener, and it works so that we need to only press that in here in, and it automatically take contact. And then when we are planning to replace this bulb, we need to take that carpet out, and that's we need to also collect these old plastic fasteners like in here and here and here in some box, and I have that kind of box. Look, I insert that in this box, and then this is my first plastic fastener, and I insert all of these fasteners in there, because we need those fasteners then when we are installing this bulbs back and this register plate bulb back. Okay, and then I start to open this carpet, and this carpet opening happens so that we carefully insert our hands in here, and please use some gloves, because there is some dirties in here, and especially if you are a woman, it's good to keep always these gloves, because it is nice that woman hands are clean, and of course men's hands are clean. Okay, and this opening happens so that I little bit bend that, and soon when I press that down, this fastener in here, look, that fastener automatically opens, and I can take that out in here. This is idea. They look like that, and then I insert this these plastic fasteners in this my box. This is quality control. Okay, and then I continue, and quite soon when I press that down, those plastic fasteners drop down, and be carefully that you don't lose those. And I need to open that only in little amount this carpet in that way. Now there is drop, because there are those cables, and now I need to collect. There is first one, second is there, and is there, and there is one is in here. Maybe I found everything good, and now when we are in that position, I can little bit bend that carpet, and here is this our cable in here. Okay, and let's look at our cable closer, and there is really this my cable, and then I need to do so that this is my target, that I need to little bit move that part in that position. Look, in here. This is like opening position that I need to only, can we see that I need to only, this is starting point and only movement in here, and then I can take, when I little bit move that in this way, now this part is open, look, And then next trick is that I rotate that little bit and I take that part out, that I press this area in here, that part, this end part in here carefully, and in the same time when I press that, I pull out that part. Carefully, now in that way. And take only contact in this gray area. Do not pull in these cables, because then we damage this our spare part. Okay, and here is this my pulp in here in my hand, and then we can go to look that closer. Okay, and here is this my part, and now there is idea that when we look that this is like this register plate holder, and there is idea that I take then this pulp out, and it happens so that I only little bit I insert that in here, and then second fingers in here and pulp out in that way. It can be little bit tight, but it is finally open, and this is broken. And then I had these two new ones, and there is new one, and I insert that new one in here, and this back installation happens so that I only press that in down, look in that way. And when it says click, and it is so deep, it is okay, and we can check that is this tight, and when I take that out, it happens so that only press that tight and pull out, and in that way. This is like opening position, and then when I install, and this goes in there in only one position. If you insert in that way, it is wrong. It goes only in that side. Look, there are sides, and this must be in that way. It goes nicely, and then small press, and it is there. Okay, and now this part is ready for back installation, and let's go to install it back. Okay, and now I am installing this back, and actually we can install that also so that I insert that first in this slot. There is hole in here, and this goes in that hole in this way, and then it must be a little bit in that position in here, and then when I carefully, now it goes deeper, and when it is down I rotate that in here, and when we hear this click, it is okay. Okay, and let's go to look that closer, that you can also see this idea. Now we are in here, and there is this our target, this part, and now it's closed, and when I little bit rotate that in this position in here, in that way, this is opening position, and then only carefully down. Now it's free, and back installation also in here, in that way, and then carefully, and it must go a little bit deeper first. That, now it's right position, it goes deeper, and then I only rotate it in here, and then this part goes nicely in only one way in here, and then we need to press that so deep that we hear this click. Good. And now this light is on, and there is same idea in this other side, just same idea, that when we are in here, we only first move that in here in that position. This is like this standard position, and then when I rotate that a little bit, and actually it moves in here another side. Oh, this is interesting. This is opening position. Okay, and then part is in here, and then when I like to take that out, I need to press this side in here, and carefully I move this. Now I manage. Okay, and there is this part. Okay, and then we go to replace that bulb also. Okay, and now when I have replaced this new bulb, I install that back in same way, And now there is idea that this part goes in that position, and let's look how it goes, because this is so interesting. I take this camera, you can see there is this hole. First we look that there is this hole, okay, hole is there. Then I insert that in the hole, and this must be in that position. And then I try to insert that a little bit deeper. Now it's in the right position in here. And then I only I rotate that in here. Now it's fine. And then final step is to insert this cable back. And the cable goes only in one way. One way in there, in that, and then we wait this click. Good. Now we check. Excellent, both lights are on. Okay, and then we need to install this carpet back. And it is also interesting job. And there we have those spare parts. We can see those all plastic fasteners. And actually there is a little bit more in here. And then this installation happens so that it is good to start in this outer area in here and do this carefully, because if you, now I have in my hands in these bolts, and this goes in here in that way, and I start my job in here in that side, and there we can see that one of these fasteners is free, and idea is to press that in here, and with thumb we press that totally in. Okay, and then there is there is hole, and it goes also in there. And then I take a little bit better view. Okay, and then I have in here my next fastener, and I insert that in here, and I found that in this position in here, I can insert it in here, in this way. And next one is in that position, in here, that hole, and it is my hand. It is goes in there, and then I need to insert in here also couple of next one in that slot in here. Good, and in here is one. Good. And then I think that in this area we have, is this one in, okay, actually they were in here. Okay, in here, that position. In here is one, and one is in here. Good. Excellent, and we can check all of those. And now this job is ready. Excellent. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. And there is this my spare part. I take that off, and then I carefully close down this thing, and then I check that everything is fine. Okay, good. And thank you for watching, and have a nice day to you.